Hello and welcome to Piano Shack with me, Woody. Yes, it's true, Korg have dropped in the last couple of days. 9 or 10, I haven't been counting, but there's a lot of new products. Today I'll give you a recap of what they are, quick summary, and I'll also share with you my thoughts on all of these new releases. Okay, the first one is a new version, a version 2. Korg are just calling it the new MicroCorg. Everyone else is saying the MicroCorg V2. MicroCorg, as you probably know, is Korg's best-selling, in fact, the best-selling synthesizer of all time. It's been out for about 20 years, maybe even more. And this is the first time they've done a completely new version, other than some slight repackaging and expansions and extra sounds. This is a completely different look on the panel, I can see. Okay, the big thing here then is this screen. I'm not actually a fan. One of the nicest things about the original MicroCorg is that it didn't have a screen. It had a matrix of parameters and one of those big LED numeric displays, which I thought was really good. Come on, let's face it, many of our favorite retro synths didn't have displays either. So this is not really, for me, a step in the right direction, but I'm sure many of you will like it. I'm glad to see they've retained this very funky big category selector dial where you don't choose between different types of sounds but different musical genres. I always thought that was pretty cool. Otherwise, it's the same, as we can see, form factor, which I really like actually. It's got the vocoder input presumably as well. But yeah, I've owned several MicroCorgs over the years and I've always ended up getting rid of them. The reason why is the polyphony. The original MicroCorg just had 4-note poly, which just doesn't cut it for me for playing chords or pads or anything like this. Now, Korg didn't mention the specs of the new sound engine here. It is a new sound engine, so with some intrepidation, is that the right word? I'm not sure. With some, yeah, not really hoping for the best, I went and checked the specs, and the poly on the new one is only 8 notes, which is probably enough for doing single stuff, but I also noticed there is a dual mode, so you can split the keyboard or have layers, and then each voice only gets 4 notes, which is simply, it's just not good enough in this day and age. In 2024, this is a fully digital synth. Come on, we can do a bit better than 8-note polyphony. I'm thinking back of some digital synths I had in the 80s, and they had 30, 20, you know, that kind of thing. Yeah. So that was a bit of a letdown for me, actually. Probably would mean that I won't be getting this myself. I wonder if the original version will still be available, if they'll have the two products running in parallel with each other. Okay, let's take a look at the next new product. I think that was Luke Edwards, Korg's UK product specialist. I love that guy. I would love to hang out with Luke sometime. He seems such a nice, gentle, kind and funny bloke. And yeah, his musical abilities are amazing. Yeah, that's Luke.
Hi, Luke from KORG.
Sounds really good. This is the brand new KINGKORG Neo. You may or may not be aware of the KINGKORG from about 10 years ago, a virtual analog synthesizer, which kind of went a little bit under the radar. I don't think it was a huge success for Korg, but this is a new version. You can see the form factor here. This is similar to the OPSIX, WAVESTATE and the ModWave with the full-size keys, it looks like, but only 3 octaves by the look of it. But yeah, another VA synth, 3 displays here. I do love the design of this. That white color on the whole thing looks really posh. Look at that. Haven't checked the specs, but I think this is also another synth with fairly limited poly. Now we've also got this, you can see the XLR mic input there on the right for the vocoder. Is it just me, but vocoders always sound shit? I just can't get on with them. I've tried it many times on my MicroCorgs and it just always sounds rubbish. You can hardly hear what people are saying through them, so waste of space. Okay, the GRANDSTAGE X, and this, I believe, he's called Luciano, one of the KORG product specialists from Italy. And I've seen him in a few videos. Amazing player, and he seems like a super nice, gentle, kind bloke as well, just like Luke. All the KORG guys are really nice. Wow, look at that design. Yeah, the KORG GRANDSTAGE also passed me by a little bit. It's KORG's premium flagship stage keyboard, stage piano keyboard. This has had a complete redesign. Let's just enjoy Luciano's playing.
Hi everyone, this is Luciano with KORG, and today I am proud to present the new flagship KORG stage piano, GRANDSTAGE X, the most powerful stage piano ever produced by KORG.
Looks really awesome. I see this design now on a couple of stage pianos. It's the same on the Nord Grand. They have this keybed with the tilting control panel, making it really ergonomic to operate the controls. The disadvantage of these kind of control panels is they hide your hands from the audience, even if you're just filming to a camera. The camera can't really see what your hands are doing if it's, behind the keyboard, because of the high height. So that's a disadvantage of these, but they're probably quite nice to play.
GRANDSTAGE X has been completely redesigned and includes 7 inspiring sound engines, 700 preloaded sounds, a streamlined user interface, a sharp display, and a premium aesthetic design that sets GRANDSTAGE X apart on stage. GRANDSTAGE X is designed and made in Japan with premium materials. Its side panel are a keyboard in short.
I'm wondering if this is aluminium or not, that top panel. It would be really cool if it is, and it reminds me a little bit of the Nautilus design, although with the addition of these perforated side panels. Yeah, very nice. I certainly hope it's aluminium though. It would be a bit of a shame if that's just a huge sea of plastic in front of you, but yeah, I'll let you know whenever we get our hands on them. But I'm sure this is got amazing sounds. I think the sounds are derived from the Nautilus and the Cronus. You have this SGX, I think it's called, the piano sound engine. In the case of the Nautilus, it was streaming samples off the discs. So some of these pianos were several gigabytes in size. And the electric piano comes from their SV range, which uses physical modeling as well. So really nice pianos.
Also an entire library of electric piano sounds with the new edition of the EP Mark I Early from Nautilus, which has a beautiful warm sound with rich saturation.
It sounded really nice actually on the Nautilus.
Beyond pianos and electric pianos, which are at the heart of every stage piano,
Agree.
GRANDSTAGE X features a wide range of
Okay,
organs.
you've got the CX3, that's the modeling of the Hammond organ. Also from the Nautilus, the Vox, not sure what that is, but HD1, that's the sampled synthesis from the Nautilus as well. PCM synthesis. So yeah, it's got everything on board. They've thrown everything at this one. For me, that's not so important. For me, a stage piano is all about playing piano.
Finally, there's the analog tone section. Now this utilizes our new tube, real tube technology to infuse your sounds with an analog warmth or saturation. And
I've always wanted to try this. KORG together with Vox have developed this new tube. It's a chip actually that emulates the characteristics of a vacuum tube.
even if you want a little distortion. It can be particularly useful for electric pianos, organs, and even synth sounds.
Yeah. Oh, sounding good, Luciano. Let's move on to the next release.
Introducing the OP6 Mark II, a full-spectrum sonic powerhouse with KORG's exclusive digital altered FM synthesis. From icy sparkling chimes to fuzzy deep bass, the new OP6 Mark II expands its palette for richer. design.
Yeah, okay, so the OPSIX has been around for a long time. Well, a couple of years anyway. I've demonstrated the software version. You can buy all of these keyboard models as VST instruments and run them on your PC, even if you don't own the hardware. And I've demonstrated the OPSIX. It's a FM synthesizer with, I believe, 6 operators, probably compatible with the DX7 sound libraries as well, I do believe. Never tried one, but the software sounded great. The big news about this update, the Mark II, is they've increased the polyphony. If I'm not mistaken, it's now, the lovely lady said it at the front here, but yes, what do we have? I think it's increased polyphony, 64 voices. We're going to get onto another version of this synthesizer that was recently released as well, if this particular form factor is not for you.
Hey everyone, Natalie here to tell you that at last the wait is over.
And this is what I'm talking about. Module versions of the WAVESTATE, which I think we have on the left, the OPSIX in the middle, and is that the mod wave on the right? Not quite sure which order they're in, but yeah, those are the 3 sort of small form factor desktop keyboard synths that Korg have had for a few years now, been extremely popular, sound amazing. I've demonstrated the software versions of all of them, but now you can buy them in this rack desktop form. Let's hear a little bit more from Natalie, who is, by the way, a very charming presenter, I have to say. As I'm not being sexist, as are all of the Korg people. I complimented the guys as well, but this lady is also very charming.
Our beloved digital synths, WaveState, OPSIX, and ModWave are now available as modules.
Now, this is going to make a lot of people very happy. This has been requested by so many Korg users of these synths. I mean, if you're going to have all 3 of the ones with the keyboard, that's going to take quite a bit of space in your studio or on your desk, but not these. As you can see, all 3 of them fit on the desktop, using them or controlling them with one keyboard. Absolutely perfect. And they haven't shrunk them down, they haven't done the Roland boutique trick and made them into a real small form factor where all the controls become really minuscule and hard to operate. No, these have the same, looks like the same size knobs, faders, controls as their previous generation. ModWave is a wavetable synth. If you were not aware, the WaveState is their recreation of the iconic Korg Wave Station that I've demonstrated a lot here on the channel. One of my favorite synths of all time. I didn't enjoy editing it, but I love the sounds of that thing.
From composers and producers who...
A couple of features here that stood out to me that I thought were really nice touches from Korg. Nice attention to detail. Look at this. You even get rack mount ears, so you can put it in a rack.
For unique needs and workspace. Mount them in a
Look at that. That is really sweet. All 3 of them stacked up there, taking very little space. And just imagine the power you have with this one rack. Yeah, talking of polyphony, I think that the poly of the FM version was now increased even to 80 notes. Although it is only 1 part multi-timbral, so you can only play 1 sound at a time. So what are you going to do with all of those 80 voices? Would have been lovely to have seen some multi-timbrality, perhaps 4 parts. And yeah, you could do any kind of music with a rack like that. I love it.
Rack case using the included attachments for a clean integrated setup.
Okay.
The thoughtful
you get the
design
rack ears.
ensures cables don't interfere with other equipment, even within a densely packed rack system.
Yeah, I saw that on the back. They've really recessed the inputs and outputs, so you can really pack them together nice and close within a rack like they've done here. Another feature I want to show you, actually. Look at this. This is, again, very thoughtful. You can adjust the angle of them when you have them on the desktop if you want them flat, or perhaps that's the angle you need when you have them in the rack, or you can tilt them up towards you to make them much more ergonomic. That's always been the drawback of rack units or desktop units. When you try and put them on the table, the control panels are always at the wrong angle. This is going to be absolutely fine.
Optimal comfort and accessibility.
This for me is the most exciting out of all of the releases. These 3 in such a compact package. Wow. What a Look at that. Oh yeah, they support MIDI 2.0 and they do respond to polyphonic aftertouch, which is all the rage, as you know. We're going to have to watch this one together because I have no idea what this is. Let's see if we can figure it out. What I do know is that these devices you assemble yourselves. They're delivered in a kit form, and then you don't have to do any soldering, but you have to plug things together and screw them together. Build your KAOSS. There you go. NTS3 KAOSS pad kit. The KAOSS pad is a very performance orientated and expressive effects unit. You assign various effects to a pad and then draw on it with your finger. Very cool, actually. Never tried one. These are presumably a much cheaper alternative to the regular KAOSS pad, so maybe a good opportunity to try one out now. Look at that, pretty cute. Yeah, I like it. Another one of these kits now. This is a monophonic analog synthesizer. I think I'm correct in saying this is real analog. Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. Well, it'll probably come up in the video if we watch it together.
Hi everyone, today I'm excited to share the new tech NTS1 Mark II by KORG. This lovely pocket-sized synthesizer, effects processor, and sequencer comes as a kit, making it a fun, fast, and simple DIY project for music lovers.
I saw Accurate Beats had a video where he's going to attempt to make one of these, so go and watch that if you want to find out more.
The NTS1 Mark II features a capacitive touch keyboard in a classic piano-style layout. The octave of the keyboard simply or sequencer with the unit.
These are pretty popular. I've heard really good things about these little kits.
There's also a sync in and out if you want to use analog menu, which will remember and recall the NTS1, the included in the NTS1.
Oh,
Might be jumping out at you.
it's even got a 8-step sequencer. I think this is new for the new version. Yeah, this has been out for years, or a couple of years anyway. But this is the new version, the Mark II. We've now got a sequencer.
Right. There's a fully programmable 8-step sequencer now until you see it begin to flash. Using the built-in
Let's hear what it can do.
keyboard on a per-step basis and the... Now to play your gauge the sequence.
Okay.
It's running.
Not something that personally interests me, but I can see the appeal of this little gadget. Love the design of that thing, and yeah, well done KORG for making some really bold design decisions, not just with this synth, but with the GRANDSTAGE and all of the other products as well. They've always offered their products in a variety of different colors and designs, which I really appreciate. And yeah, no doubt about it, this thing sounds really, really nice. So yeah, congrats KORG on really crushing it. And next week is NAMM, so yeah, I'll keep you posted if there's anything there that I think is worthy of a reaction video as well. Until then, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you later. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already, and thank you so much if you have. See you next time. Cheerio.